What drew me to the medium of video games was a love of games, simple as that. I was a casual gamer. I was a player of Dungeons and Dragons and tweaky little board games that no one remembers. And when electronic games started to become a factor in the world and in my life, they just kind of took over. You know, I was playing games obsessively. And it was a natural progression to start making them, or at least to want to make them. Yeah, Deus Ex started out, I described it as the real world role playing game. That was the first sort of one liner about it. The second one was, what happens if you take James Bond and drop him into a world that's not black and white, good and evil, but all shades of gray? And those ideas, you know, they were important starting points for me, for everything that I thought about the game. And then there was one other thing. We were heading up to the millennium, and I remember like going online and watching television and reading the newspaper, and everything was about the upcoming apocalypse. You know, Y2K, world's going to end. You know, conspiracies everywhere. The Bilderberg Group. Oh, the Illuminati are in charge. You know, it's like it was. What is going on in the world? And I just remember being, you know, totally intrigued by that. But that inspiration was everywhere. I mean, obviously, you know, Blade Runner was a huge influence. I was really into cyberpunk science fiction at the time, so that played a part. You know, I was reading a lot about nanotechnology, which was both the thing that was going to save the world or maybe destroy it. You know, I mean, Michael Crichton was writing best-selling novels about the danger of nanotechnology. And so, you know, you just kind of soak it all in and throw it all into the pot. You know, my team's always described me as a kitchen sink designer. Let's just throw everything in, and we'll pull the stuff out that doesn't work later, you know? Don't worry about it. Just throw everything in there and stir it up and see what we got. What do we got? Anything interesting? Oh, man, that smells really bad. Let's try something else. But we just threw all that stuff in the pot. And you know, we were lucky enough to be in the right place at the right time. The starting point for Disney Epic Mickey was let's make Mickey a video game hero. And I just thought, yeah, okay, let's do that. You know, I mean, Disney came to me. It wasn't like I went and said, I got to do a Mickey Mouse game. It was hugely flattering, obviously, but they came to me and asked if I was interested. And you know, when you start thinking about this character that's been a part of all of our lives for 80 years and has conquered every medium. I mean, whatever you think about the guy, you know, he was for many years the most popular movie character, movie star, human or cartoon. He was the most popular movie star in the world. And yet he hadn't been in any video games in 6 years and had never been as big a star as I thought he could be. So the opportunity to bring him to interactive life and make him as big a success in the game world as he's been in every other medium, that's a challenge you don't walk away from. So there was that. The opportunity to bring Oswald the Lucky Rabbit back. You don't walk away from that either. I mean, character lost to Disney in 1928 in a contract dispute. And the first time he's going to appear on a screen anywhere is in your game? Yeah, okay. You don't say no to that. And then to be given basically free reign to go pouring through the archives and bring back any aspect of Disney's history you want. Come on. I mean, how does anybody in the world say no to that? So it really was driven, though, just by a desire to make Mickey a hero, a video game hero. And I think we did a pretty good job of that. I long ago gave up being embarrassed about the statement, video games are art. They are. Get over it. Okay. If you don't believe it, it just means that, you know, you're a dinosaur and you haven't figured it out yet. Neither you'll figure it out, or time will do its business and eventually you will become irrelevant. I know so many people in this business, so many creative people whose working methods, whose goals, whose aspirations are the same as people who work with brushes and paint, or who work with, you know, celluloid and linear media. or who work with guitars and pianos and tubas. It's the same thing. We are expressing ourselves through our work. We are making what can be important thematic points. All of my games are about dysfunctional families or people too old to be doing what they're doing, but doing it because they have to. Those are the only two stories I've ever told. You know, there's a thematic consistency in our work. There is personal style expressed in our work. What we do that's different is we bring viewers into the secret sort of sacred circle, and we make them participants. That's the only thing that makes us different. And to say that that is enough to define us as not art drives me nuts.